Okay.
Hi everyone. Today I've got Ieva. And when I saw Ieva applying, and by the way, Ieva is representing Lithuania, but when I've got her application, I thought this is so cool because we are gonna touch topics as being a mother, being an ambitious female, prior pregnancy, after giving a birth to a child, and what are the kind of the grief periods we go over when we get into there, and as well, Eva, she's gonna definitely touch what does it take for moms and for families to be open enough to get one more kind of family member and nanny. So, yeah, well, welcome to the CEO World Record.
Thank you very much, Laura. Nice to see you.
Let's go to
Uh,
this topic, the one we never speak about.
mhm.
Because just before our interview, I thought I was sitting down with tea and I thought, how do I want to start our kind of reflection? And I vividly remember the moment when I think I was around 31, 32 when I gave birth to my son. And there was a feeling of immense joy, fulfillment, but at the same time, grief because I was always very ambitious, always very centered in what I want to do and had my own business, had career. And suddenly I realized that, my wings are cut, as I could say like that. And
Oh,
it was a strange like mix of feelings
mhm.
for that kind of period till I made a decision to kind of find a nanny who can live with us. So, Eva, can you share with us how did you decide to do what you do, and what is that impact of your company that makes the world better off?
Okay, thank you. So I truly believe that the early period of children's life is the most important. That is when the character, the beginnings of talents, especially personality of child are formed. So, if a child receives a lot of emotional support during his development, he will be educated, his motor skills, memory, vocabulary will develop. And that's the way he will receive the greatest investment of his life. Mama ir auklė means mom and nanny. It's a nanny's agency. Uh, we find nannies who continue the work of parents with children. Why it is important? For example, 3-year-old in the kindergarten are as different as heaven and earth. One is already a thinking, joking, self-confident little person, while the other, despite normal development, can be like a wild animal, afraid of everyone, acting aggressively, knowing only a few words. So the nanny is the safe person in the middle of between parents' nest and the nursery. However, she must be psychologically stable, empathetic, and understanding of the children's needs. That is why we use clinical tests, select one or two candidates out of 10, and we offer nannies to families based on the nanny's psychological profile. I believe that children have the right to the best possible care, especially so young. Therefore, I believe that our company makes the world a better place in the short and in the long run too.
Absolutely, it does. And I can just relate to my own experience and other experience of female friends that we've got. it having, as I say, an additional family member who can help you to be to combine motherhooding and entrepreneurship, or motherhooding and your career. It grows you as individual. It strengthens the couple's relationship. And it as well, when you as a female poured your own glass with love, and the things you do, then you have something to give. Otherwise you are like, really drained and giving and not
Mm.
feeling fully, maybe fully well as I did. I mean, honestly, I didn't feel fully well in that motherhooding role. I mean, it was the first time I gave a birth to to a child, and I mean, we all are different, for sure. But having nanny, it truly helped. What I want to take our conversation is, Ieva, what do you think is withholding couples to make that decision, to onboard an additional, as a family member, to their family, and to experience that? I do understand, definitely there is always financial kind of aspect in that involved,
Mhm.
but beyond financial aspect, what are the obstacles in the minds of couples holding them back?
Mhm. Uh, they are afraid, of course, afraid of a wrong decision, of choosing the wrong person, even if of letting the strange person into their house. So sometimes it's not so scary to leave your child, like to let into your house, and we deal with that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Absolutely. And where do you think, what are we missing on in our lives when we are holding ourselves back from that decision as a couple?
You know, the time when a child goes to a kindergarten, it's like leaving the private house and going to the dormitory. So it must be something in between to for child to believe in himself, that he is strong enough to lean on other person, and after that go to this group of people. So it is very good way to go to the group of people than having first one like a personal agent or something.
I totally see that. And where do you see, or how do you see the future of, let's say, motherhooding, career, uh, kindergartens, educations, and what that future, like, if that could be ideal scenario, how would you imagine that future to be? So couples and females, maybe there are single females as well, could literally live a life and have it both, as the previous New Zealand's prime minister, right? She wanted to have it
Mhm.
both. And I know that once she decided to leave the career, some of the tabloids, now I can't remember what tabloid it was, like big newspapers overseas, they kind of literally said, you can't have it all as a female. So I just wonder, how do you see that future for females and couples where they could have it all? Motherhooding, entrepreneurship, career. How could it look like in the ideal world?
It's a great time because we have online work possibilities, workations, and many other possibilities. So I hope that the quality time with children must be in our future. And if we are in our career, our child needs very quality time one to one with him, when especially when he's small, 1 or 2 years old. So it's essential for him not to have a dormitory, but people.
Mm-hmm. And that would be something you would want to see right in the future, that quality time is somehow, as we schedule, we are so good at scheduling. I am very good at now at scheduling in the world record, all the interviews or, scheduling what I have to do. But then when it comes to the closest people, right, in our world, kids, mothers, daughters, etc., we somehow probably take these things for granted or as a default. I again, I'm reflecting from my own bias,
Mhm.
and I wonder, how would you see it possible that this quality time with the family, with the kids, now we're speaking about the kids especially, is perceived by the companies? Because we all talk about the future of work. And even though there is a lot of remote work today, but still in the many workplaces, we tend to hide topics as menopause. We tend to hide the topic as the quality time maybe with my son, even though I'm, maybe already working full time. How would you want, the future companies or the future work to be kind of organized so these type of topics are allowed?
Mhm. Uh, Even in this time, we help companies to get back the best workers from motherhood time, and to get working time to the work and family time to the family, because some people are very stressed when they go to work, and children go to kindergarten and they are sick and they don't have anybody to look after them, and it's stressful time, because in 1 year, the first year in the kindergarten, usually kids are sick from 8 to 12 times a year. So we help to have one person that child relies on, mother relies on, and is safely working at a workplace. The more companies understand the cost of family stress and work, the better the world will be.
Oh, I love that. There is a correlation. Yeah, I totally see that, Eva, that when if I don't feel very well, and if I feel in a conflict in my own being between my two conflicting roles, because in both of them I want to do the best. I want to be the best wife, the best mother, the best employer, right? Employee, or even employer. And when I am not kind of anchored and well centered, it absolutely destroys my attention of span. And I wonder, Eva, if you could share with us your leadership style. And there is another question which we ask in this world record. It is that you guys all are so impact driven, and you are born for carrying out that cause. And I know from what I've seen so far, on social media, you truly inside out, you are bringing that light and you are living your own legacy. I wonder, what does it take for you to kind of always stay uh, anchored or directed to that biggest impact of yours, even when you sometimes look at the company's cash flow, and then you see that, okay, we got what we got on the bottom line. There are maybe no sales coming up front, and there is this fear kicking in. So what type of rituals help you, Eva, to stay focused on that? um,
Mhm. I'm very happy that from the beginning of the company, I decided that my main client is a child, and parents, and we are just supporting persons. So when I have to have a decision which client is right for me, which not right, it is very easy to decide. And it is much more important than money or something. So my co-workers must know that, and it's the main thing. After that, we can be very different. For example, I work with one older person. One has the disability. It's okay. I can be flexible in that. But if my co-workers don't understand that the child is the main person, then I am very angry. I'm very strict on that.
And maybe it's good, because that's the boundaries, and if those boundaries are not set, then it's very clear choices you can make. Yeah, seeing children as main, as you said, client, or the center of your work, it gives a lot of, gives a lot of answers, absolutely, to me, and it's anchored to your purpose, Ieva. And I've got the last question. What do you think is the biggest waste in human potential today in the world, the way you see that?
I think it's about quality time with children, because I will repeat, the early period of children's life is the most important, and when we can get psychological unstable people, aggressive, and they cannot have families. They cannot just develop themselves because they didn't get that period of life. So it is very important for me, and that is why only kindergarten cannot solve it.
No, it's our job as parents to start that, to see that as a priority. And no, I'm just taking that for myself. Every time I speak during the CEO World Record with, child traumas kind of organizations, the ones that are preventing that, or other ones, dealing with kids, I just always feel so humbled, and like really getting back to this role of being a mom, and despite everything else, this is the most kind of, at the end of the day, it is the most important thing to know that we've done everything for our kids, right, and had that connection, connective moments. So thank you, Ieva, so much for participating. Thank you for letting us know about really significant, touch points with our kids. And I do believe that all of us have something to think about and actually, do some action. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you.